Hello everyone, welcome to SceneDaily.com and the post-race wrap-up. I'm Steve Waid. Well, they cheered as they watched TV over at the Senior Center, and the retirement home knows it's going to have to wait a while, and the AARP has made him Man of the Month. Well, that's stretching things a little bit, but it is a fact that Mark Martin, at age 50, has returned to victory lane. He won the Subway Fresh Fit 500 at Phoenix International Raceway for his first victory of the season, the 36th of his career, and his first since Kansas in the fall of 2005, 97 races ago. Now, don't think for a minute that Mark Martin was just in the right place at the right time. Let's put it this way, he didn't limp into anything. In fact, he won the pole and led 157 of the 312 laps. He was easily the dominant driver in the early going of the race. Now, late in the race, he had a comfortable 4-second lead, but that disappeared quickly after Dale Earnhardt Jr. crashed into the wall on lap 302, just 10 laps from the end. Ryan Newman decided not to pit, and he was the leader on the restart. Mark Martin came out in the second position, and Tony Stewart was third. Now, Martin was the meat in the sandwich formed by Newman and Stewart, who are teammates at Stewart-Haas Racing. But, you know what? Martin didn't have a hard time of it. He passed Newman on the high side on lap 307. Now, after that, he knew he could not afford to make a mistake, especially with Stewart right on his rear end, and he didn't. Martin went on to win the race by less than a second over Stewart. Now, the win was powered Martin well up the point standings. A couple of mishaps earlier this year had him well down into the points. But after his victory at Phoenix, he jumped from 18th place all the way to 13th place, just outside the top 12. You know, Martin's victory was perhaps the most popular of this season among competitors and fans alike. He is one of the most respected drivers in all of NASCAR. Now, he's a self-deprecating guy who can tell you how hard it is to win a race. And he'll also say he's lost them in any way possible. But he'll also say how important it was for him to win at last.
Yeah, I've carried a lot of weight, you know, on my shoulders. You know, I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to win, and you know, I couldn't get my fingers. We've had top 10 cars every race, but I couldn't get my fingers, you know, out there and get them around a win. And the performance yesterday in practice was something that I said, maybe this is it. It's better. I like the car better than the other places that we've been, and so I think, you know, I think it's going to really make it even more enjoyable. I've had a blast already.
Now, Tony Stewart is in the first year of co-ownership of his own team, Stewart-Haas Racing. Now, just about anyone will tell you that owning a team and driving for that team is a very difficult proposition, so everyone has been anxious to see how Stewart performs this year, and so far, it's been pretty darn good. His second place finish at Phoenix is his 6th top 10 in 8 races this year, and he's 4th in the point standings. He had an excellent chance to earn his first victory of the year at Phoenix, but just could not take the measure of Mark Martin. Now, Stewart told us that given Martin's skill and the respect he's earned over the years, hey, there's absolutely no shame in that.
You know, there's no shame in losing to a guy like Mark Martin tonight. I mean, it's I don't think there's anybody that's not a Mark Martin fan. So you know, it was an awesome night for our organization. It was awesome for Mark, and really happy for him. I mean, nobody, just like Kurt said, I mean, nobody works harder to stay in shape, to be good and be fit and to be ready to go than Mark does. And you know, that when you see somebody that works that hard at it, I mean, you like to see the results come for him too.
You know, it's very clear that Kurt Busch and his Penske Racing team have been very resurgent this year. His 3rd place finish at Phoenix marked his 5th finish among the top 10 in the last 8 races, including a victory at Atlanta. He's also 3rd in the point standings, and that's a clear improvement over last year when Busch did not make the chase. Now, Busch offered his thoughts on his strong 3rd place run at Phoenix.
It was a nice, solid run. Dick Bergeron, he's always good with numbers, and said that this was our 300th start. Started third, finished third, came in the night third in points, and we ended up third in points again. Nice, solid night for our Miller Lite Dodge and our team. Heading into Talladega, I think this is where the points start to settle in, if you can get through Talladega without any serious mayhem. But for us, worked on the car, made great adjustments. Kudos to my crew. They did a solid job on pit road tonight.
Now we're 8 races into the season. Let's take a look at the top 12 in the point standings to see what's shaking. Jeff Gordon had a tough night at Phoenix and wound up 25th, but he's still the points leader by 85 points. There's Jimmy Johnson. He came up just short of 4 in a row at Phoenix with a 4th place finish. Then it's Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Denny Hamlin, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, the persistent David Rudiman, and Casey Kane, who round out the top 10. Jeff Burton and Matt Kenseth complete the top 12. All right, next up on the schedule is Big Ma, Talladega Superspeedway. That's about all the time we have for the post-race wrap-up today. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steve Waid.